Hello, everybody. This is Cristiana Eltrayan. We're live for the Pranic process online again tonight. I'm happy to meet you and to be with you with this beautiful technology that helps us feel closer and connected. Tonight is the 7th night, and tomorrow we're live for the Pranic process online again tonight. Tomorrow we end the process. I'm just going to mute the YouTube channel that you hear right now. And as we end the process, we have this option of keeping up with the practice or just not keeping up with the practice. It's an option that will dictate your general state. Either you will be enhancing your frequency day by day, or your frequency might just drop after you end this if you don't keep up. So it's important, above and beyond having a process, it's very important to practice at home. Otherwise, you're just, okay, you received an initiation, but if you don't do it, do the practice, it's not going to last and it's not going to work. On long term, it's best that you enhance it with your own practice. I'm just going to take a moment to send the link to everyone. It's something I do every night because we cannot send the link before we start. That's why you see me doing every night. So it's just something that takes a few seconds, but it's just necessary so that everybody can join us. And I hope you can hear and see me well. I hope everybody has good sound of this gathering. And yeah, I'm happy to share with you tonight. There you are. Everybody's joining. And we can all watch together. So you've been with us for 6 days already. What is your questions so far? What would you want to ask or add so far? Having been in this process with me for so many days, what would be your top questions after having done the practices, after having changed a little bit of your way of perceiving this, after having had different shifts in your paradigm? Is there something you would like to ask or add before I start to talk more in depth about the theme of tonight? Is there something you would like to know about, or something that has been drawing your attention maybe these nights, these evenings together? So people are still joining. I'm just going to take a moment till everybody's joining, because it takes a while. I just invite everyone to take a deep breath. Those of you who are already here and watching, take a deep breath and start centering in your hearts. And from your hearts, start breathing through your hearts, as if your heart had a nose through which you can breathe. and draw more prana. Imagine that you're in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth, and with every breath, you draw more prana into your body, into your whole being. As you breathe, you go deeper into this state, into this feeling. And as you breathe out, you breathe out all the worries, tensions, concerns, everything that doesn't serve you, everything that's not beneficial for you. Everything that you're ready to release. Much better. You're feeling this energy into your body. You're feeling how it feels to have this flowing into all your cells. You're feeling energized with every breath. And you feel prana tingling. You feel yourself tingling with every inhale. And feel the with every inhale. You give yourself this shower of energy. Showering yourself fully through every cell. And with every exhale, you exhale out the worries, the tensions, the concerns, everything that's not beneficial, everything that doesn't serve you, everything that's not for your highest good. You just feel it being absorbed, dissolved out from your body. You have this full freedom of releasing whatever not serving you now. And we begin with the meditation today so that we shower ourselves with love. We shower ourselves with this breath of love. We shower ourselves with all the blessings. That we might need right now so that we can all be blessed in this evening with the best, most beneficial energy for each one of us. And we ask that only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. We're fully present in our bodies and we're fully enjoying this flow of energy through our body. We're feeling it opening every cell of our bodies. And we're feeling our bodies uplifted. The physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and all your energy field fully uplifted by this energy. You feel the soles of the feet opening up, connecting to the ground even. You feel yourself connected to the center of the universe through a connection cable that comes down from the center of the universe, from the heart of the central sun, down into your heart. And you feel your heart opening now, fully, so that it receives this blessing. The heart chakra is opening like a flower, fully allowing, fully receiving this blessing of love. You allow it to flow into your heart. See maybe your heart like a rose. And each petal of this rose is receiving the blessing of the energy from the heart of the central sun. And from the heart of the central sun, it then goes down through our sun in our heart into the sun of the heart of Gaia. We see the soles of the feet opening and more light flowing through the soles of the feet into the heart of Gaia. And so the heart of Gaia is now receiving this heart of yours, this love from your heart of yours. And this she's also opening up. Then so see another flower opening there, maybe a lotus, completely opening in the heart of Gaia. Feel the heart of Gaia opening as a lotus and sending out love to you now. You feel her frequency shifting as we speak, as we send love into her. And as we send love into her, she sends love towards us. And her love showers up through the roots that we have in the center of the earth. It showers up through to the soles of our feet. It showers up to the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. It showers up to our hips. And it fills our hips with this love, which showers then up through the spine. Feel them shower up through the spine. And all the way up to the heart chakra. And then all the way up to the base of the skull. Then fully filling your body to the top of your head. And as it reaches the top of your head, it springs out like a fountain. In a toroidal system, looking like a sphere, but constantly springing out around your body. So your body is now surrounded, and your whole auric field is now surrounded by this spherical shield biosystem coming from the heart of Gaia that is shielding you, keeping out all that no longer serves you, the radiations, the Wi-Fi, everything that's not beneficial for you. It's only letting in whatever does you good, whatever it is for your highest good. So this bioshield, the spherical, magnetic field with the energy from the center of the earth is getting reinforced with every inhale of yours. Every time you inhale, it gets stronger and stronger. So you have your system fully surrounded and protected and nurtured by the energy from the heart of Gaia. So now you're fully connected with the energy from the center of the earth coming down, and with the energy from the center coming up, and with the energy from the center of the universe coming down. And you're in the center of your heart, fully present in your body. And with your fingers, doing mudras with each finger, as I do, you start to program into your cells perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape, perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape, perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape. Perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape. You can also say perfect nourishment. Perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape, perfect nourishment. Perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape, perfect nourishment. So that each finger who is connected to a meridian in your body receives the signal that you're programming into your mudra and transmits it into your body through the whole energy channel that circulates all the way up and all the way down, so that your whole body and all the cells are imprinted, programmed with the energy that you are putting with your words and with this mudra into your body, so that your body, knowing that it is loved and cherished also, it receives this energy and it's recalibrating to the perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape, and perfect nourishment, so that whatever nourishment it needs, it can accept it and integrate it correctly. And if it needs to be only nourished by prana, with this programming, it will accept and integrate fully prana as nourishment, so that you don't have any, so that it doesn't have any confusion. You know, sometimes your physical body has been programmed for so many years, for millennia, that has been programmed through the programs of humanity, yes, to use physical food as nourishment. Because it has this program, even if it reaches a level where prana could nourish it, or generally you reach a level where prana could nourish you, if it doesn't know and it hasn't been programmed properly that prana is nourishment, it could have a confusion, and you could still lose weight even though you are, you know, perfectly nourished by prana. You could still lose weight, or your body shape could change, you know, it could look strange at the beginning, because your body doesn't know, you know, it receives light as nourishment, your inner light, the prana, your inner energy, but it doesn't know yet, it doesn't have the codes written into it, so that it converts or it perceives that nourishment as full fuel, so that it shapes itself to the shape of the perfect body. So sometimes people lose weight even though they're perfectly nourished. And until the body gets it, that, okay, I'm nourished, I have everything I need, I could maintain my shape, I'm safe, I'm okay. I don't have to change my shape as if I wasn't receiving nourishment, right? Until the body really gets it, you might have some weight loss at the beginning, or not you, because you've already now done the programming, but people have some weight loss, especially at the beginning, right, with this thing. And some have even a bit of imbalance with vitamins and so on, because at the beginning the body might get confused. But if you constantly program it, like every day when you do your meditation, at the end, as we did today, do this, and all the way through the day, when you have some time off, when you have something, you know, and you can do this as you listen to a class or as you watch a movie, only by even doing the gesture, if you program well enough that your body remembers, and your body always remembers and connects gestures with certain programs, right? So if you have programmed well enough and you do the gesture, the body will already know that you're saying perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape, perfect nourishment. And it just reacts as such. It will take the perfect shape, it will have the perfect weight, it will choose the perfect nourishment and perceive it as nourishment, and it will be in perfect health. And one thing is also important about the shape and the weight. You know, people have this image about how they should look, and about, you know, what is expected of them to look like, or what they expect of themselves to look like, based on images that have created upon themselves because of, you know, social conditioning or various other aspects. And not always the image that you have of yourself, of what you should look like, you know, for women, the model-like look, or the certain weight that you expect yourselves to be, not always that is coinciding with the actual image that you are meant to have. So for some reason, you might be meant to have an image that is different than the one you are expecting yourself. So for example, there's a Pranic friend of mine who has been on prana for many, many years. And at some point she hasn't taken food or water, and now she's taking water, as far as I know. She has a very rubicundus, round shaped body. Whereas, and nobody expects that to be so. And so many people are not even um, understanding or believing that she could be on prana and still have that shape, And so that's why you cannot have a certain expectation of yourself. You have to free yourself from the concept of how you should be looking, of how you should be presenting yourself, because sometimes the image or idea about how you are to be presenting yourself into the world might not be as shape, might not be the idea of what your spirit is willing or wanting or has chosen to present itself into a body. Before you've incarnated, you have chosen a specific path and a specific aspect. And yes, you might choose to shift it along your lifetime, but mainly you have chosen how to present yourself into the world. And spirit has the knowledge and the power to to give you exactly that shape, the shape that it has chosen for you. And it might not be, if you're not totally or permanently connected with spirit, it might not be the image that you're expecting yourself to have. So sometimes you might be discontented of your image, even though spirit is, the image is exactly what spirit wants you to be. So for example, uh, you might think that you need to weight more than you and or less than you already weight. You might think that you have to have a certain shape, of breasts or of muscles in case of men or whatever. But if spirit has a certain path for you chosen, and it's that look that you're having is really meant to, it's like a costume that your spirit designed for itself. And if when you choose an outfit, you want to present a certain image, right? You choose an outfit because you're it's like making a statement. Even the color that you wear is making a statement of something that you are or represent or want to transmit through that outfit. The same as with the auric field, personally I can shift my auric field. People are used to having an auric field of a certain color, but the auric field can shift color according to the level of consciousness that you situate yourself on, or according to what you have to transmit into the world. And through energy healers, the knowledge has been that the auric field is mostly the same color throughout the specific time frame of the life, but there are people that can actually shift their auric field according to what they want to transmit. And this is an energy mastery that is the same as changing costume in the physical plane. So when you want to be a milder energy, maybe your auric field becomes pink, or as my friends were seeing, sometimes it's this color is not really violet, it's more like a lilac, like this. But sometimes when it needs to be more an advanced state and transmute certain energies or bring certain energies into the world that are really new and really powerful for a shift, for a transformation in a certain group or in a certain location even, then it becomes this color, you know, it becomes a golden pearl like this, or even gold, and it's different than, you know, vibrationally is way different than this one. So you can shift that. I personally, it naturally shifts when whatever is necessary that I transmit. But my friends that are seers were surprised because they said you can't have a different color 2 weeks one from another, completely different. I say yes, you can. It's like changing suits, but it's an energy mastery. So same with shape. Tomorrow, actually, during the Pranic Festival online at 5:30 Romania time, we have Kai Hugard who's going to talk about shape shifting, about the ability to actually shift the shape of your body according to what you want it to look like. And that's a knowledge and a science that has been known for thousands of years. The yogis in India could shape shift into other beings or into animals even, or beings of light, or they could make their bodies material or immaterial according to what they wanted to or was necessary to present into the world. And they could duplicate their bodies, and that's happening to some of us even to this day. You know, I don't want to get much into details, but you can ask questions at the end. It's something that I've known and experienced. So body is not really that material anymore, and it's, you know, not really that dense. I mean, it can really have this feature or this consistency that you can work with and model according to what you want to do with it. And that's why through programming, through coding into your body, you can actually shape shift it into the shape that you want it to be. So for example, when I was 10 years 15 years ago, you know, when I was maybe 22, right? My body was less harmonious than it is now, because there were parts of my body that weren't really. So at that time, having not worked out at all, or having not having the healthy diet that I have had for the past 10 years, my body was starting to bloat in certain areas and so on. I was never bulky or fat, but not necessarily the same harmony would be in my body. And throughout the years, I've started to decide what my body shape should be. And actually, with weight loss, it was the same. Initially, I lost weight when I went into this pranic path. At the beginning, I think I lost quite a few kilos, maybe more than 7, because I also it was necessary for me to heal some certain things into my body. But after a few months, when I started to program my body into these 4 mantras, I call them, into these 4 codes, basically. I'm programming perfect health, perfect shape, perfect weight, perfect nourishment. So as soon as I started to program it, it started to become, you know, into this shape that is the same weight that I had at 18 or 19 years old, so almost 20 years ago. And the shape is better than when I was 22, which I'm grateful for. And what I've noticed is that and normally it maintains a harmonious shape. If I am not paying attention and I'm taking over energies that shouldn't be, you know, sometimes it happens, like at the amount of work that I'm doing with sometimes thousands of people, you know, in masses, in groups, sometimes I might still to some degree absorb sometimes some energies that, or it's literally necessary that I do that sometimes. So then it can become a little different as shape. You know, I'm not shape shifting into a panther or something. I'm just, you know, some places are not the same as they are now. They can be before a festival, for example, it becomes a little more puffy. It becomes puffier, rounder, a bit. Let's say it looks as if it had 2 or 3 kilos more. It doesn't have a different weight. That's surprising also, but it has, the shape is like rounder, like the energy pumps up a little bit because there's a lot of energy that I'm going to emanate into that crew, or run through. into that group. And then after, or towards the end of the festival or the event, it becomes thinner back again and leaner also. But at the end, it might be getting puffier, you know, my chest and also my belly. And it's like I've eaten a lot, but not really, you know. I actually eat less before events or during even the events. I cannot eat usually at all, or take even, you know, juices. I would only take towards evening time or afternoon time after sunset. So for example, during the Pranic festival in India, during the day, I would mostly take water or sometimes the tea. And evening time, I would take some 500 to 75 milliliters of pineapple juice. That was my nourishment back then. So, but the body is still uh, rounder compared to what I am when I'm at home. You know, I've noticed this in other people, like Jasmine also shared the same thing. Sometimes the body gets puffier when so it actually gained weight during sauna. So when I meditated with the energy of the sauna, with the heat, with the fire, it would gain 500 to 750, so 750 um, grams per session. So if I would be in the sauna, you know, in and out for about 1 or 2 hours, in these interval, I would get up to 1 kilo, which was not from food or water. It was from the energy that I would absorb or integrate from that session of sauna, you know. Now it doesn't happen anymore, or maybe I didn't wait myself, but at the beginning it would happen like this, like around 7 years ago. So there's various sources of energy that can actually make us look a bit rounder or a bit even puffier. And like I said, there's colleagues of mine like Olga Podorovskaya, who's really, really more puffy than most of us. And it's not because she excessively eats, but because she has this her spirit just wants to present herself like this, and that's what she does, and she doesn't care actually. She has shape shifted into a dragon at some point, and her son saw her. So there are people in this world that are actually having the capacity to take different shapes at will or through meditation. It's just happening, you know. I had experience says with my body, referring to how it presented itself. But you know, I'm not going to get more into that at this time. But I know that is very shiftable. And tomorrow, as I said, at 5:30 p.m., Kai Huger, who's a specialist in shape shifting, you know, with human appearances, is going to explain maybe more about it. So stay tuned to the email if you're already subscribed to the Pranic Festival, so you receive the details about Kai, and you can just join on the page where you've joined before. Is the same page to visualize this interview or this conference. But is one very important thing that your body must know so that it listens to you, especially with changing shape, you know, especially when you want to remodel it. Let's say you don't like certain parts of your body, even though that comes from the mind, even though that, you know, is not necessarily something to shift. If you're really uncomfortable with that, or if you've had an injury and you have a scar, or if you've had some how to say, surgery also, and or if you have parts of your body that are not healthy or healthy looking, you can still shape shift that into health. So you can actually program into that area or the whole body to have the perfect health, perfect shape, and it will just restructure the molecular structure in the cells into the perfect look and skin or whatever it is. So I've been working on that, and it's working, and that reminds me to start working on that again. But for a while I didn't do any of this, but it's necessary from time to time. And I've had scars almost disappearing from my skin. So when I was a child, here, I don't know if you can, it's not visible anymore, but there was a like an ellipsoidal shape because I dropped my the machine with which you iron your clothes. I just put it on my hand, and when I took it out, the skin was blemished. So for many years, until not long ago, I had the scar here that was very visible. And now, actually, I'm now not seeing that it's almost has disappeared. So as long as I program, I haven't worked particularly on this one. It didn't bother me at all. Either I have it or not, I'm the same. But it just, I see now, because now I actually noticed that is no longer visible, almost no longer there. And it has been there for more than 30 years. So it seems that the body does what it wants when it wants it. The only important ingredient that is necessary and decisive in shifting your weight and programming your body so that it listens to you, the decisive element in this so that it works is one, that your body feels loved and respected, which for many is not the case, and I'm going to talk about it tonight more and more. And two, that the body has a high frequency already. So when the body is very dense and very filled with toxins, it might not react as good as, so because the density is different, is more, actually the body is denser when the two are, when it doesn't feel loved and respected, and when it has toxins in the cells, it has a different frequency or density than when you are really transmissioning love into your body, healing the traumas of not having loved it for many years. So, for example, people are saying bad things about certain areas of their bodies, oh, my nose is this, or oh, my breasts are this, or oh, my thighs are this, or, women especially, all the time when they're looking in the mirror is really that they say something beautiful, and also men. They're having, even if they don't say it out loud, but they have this subconscious thing that springs out instantly from when they look at themselves, and that's instantly imprinted into your cells, and the cells just get the message of you not loving and not liking and not respecting the beauty of your body. So that's making the cells shrink actually and not react to your programming as it should when you're trying to shape or to do transformations via to health or to shape, right? So the first step required for pranic nourishment first and for shape adjusting, you just start loving your body, like really loving it, really sending love into your body. It's very, very important that really encourages and supports the pranic flow. So for example, in Taoist tradition, that's also to do with the internal organs. And the Taoists say that every internal organ has a spirit inside that is supporting that organ and keeping it alive, right? And it says that it's necessary to smile into each organ to be able to release the negative emotions that are stored there and fill it with positivity. So each organ requires the inner smile, that's how they call it, to get healthy, and a certain sound that is specific to each organ that would heal your organ back into harmony. So that would be the first practice to be doing, the inner smile for the whole body and for your inner organs, internal organs, to smile into each organ and to energize it. And that's releasing, like I said, the negativity and filling up with beneficial emotions. You can actually alchemize your emotions by doing this. This is called inner alchemy in Taoist tradition. And more than that, smile to your whole body. Smile especially to the body parts that you used to um, deny or speak bad of, to yourself or to others, and smile to your whole body. And more than smiling, try to self-massage every time you take shower or after the shower with your perfect body lotion or body product. I only use natural products like coconut oil or argan oil. And if I want to do something more pampering, I add in my coconut oil special essential oils according to what I want to create or imprint on my body. And that's beautiful pampering personal spa at home. It's important that your products are natural. Why? Because they say you shouldn't put anything in your body that you wouldn't want to swallow. Because the fastest way of absorbing products into your skin is actually into your blood is actually through your skin. So for example, if you have a magnesium deficit, the fastest way to complete that magnesium depletion is to apply magnesium oil on your skin, because your skin is the biggest organ and it would go directly into your blood. That's why, yes, you can put products on where you want to actually integrate them into your bloodstream, but not put anything that you wouldn't want to eat, because it goes in the same direction. And that's why the artificial products like body sprays that contain or body, how to call it, for armpits, that thing that contains aluminium is so bad for health, and everything else that is chemical is not good. So pampering, back to pampering and massage, how to do this is, one, use a natural product that's beneficial for your body, and start to massage all the areas of your body tenderly, and imagine or visualize or acknowledge that you have a connection from your heart chakra all the way into your palms of your hands. And through the palms of your hands, you're actually energizing the parts that you're touching. So that every time you touch, you put energy into that area and it heals, or it's getting nourished, or it's getting pampered, or it's feeling love. And I'm not hesitating to say that same goes for your genitals. Many people, and that I will explain more into the intimacy class that we're having soon. But the problem with that area is that is the most denied and disrespected area of the body. And many people speak so bad about it or not speak at all. And it's like something you don't look at, you have to only pee with it. And people really don't love it, and it's because of that that it's one of the body parts that suffers the most. I don't know which is worse, with women or with men, because also when self-pleasuring is or having intercourse, they're just abusing that part of their bodies, not having any affection or consideration for it. So it's a long story that I won't get started on here, but it's creating a lot of imbalance and lack of health in society because of that. And it would be very beneficial if you would treat it with more love as well. It's very important part of your body and a place where a lot of energy is stored. And when neglected or even disrespected, that energy tends to get blocked and affected. So that's something to look at. And if you're ready for the next stage of the sacred intimacy class, we call it Pranic nourishment and Kundalini, but we cover many areas of intimacy and the energy circulation. If you would be ready for that, just let us know, because we're going to start it soon after this process ends. So during the next week, probably we're going to have that class. Pampering, back to it, self-massage energizes your body, moves the energy that is maybe stuck in certain areas, unblocks it and heals areas of your body that needs healing. You know, when that's why when something hurts, you instantly put your hand. You know, when something hurts, you instantly put your hand on it, because your hands have energy that can be transmissioned into that body part and heal it. And if you do that consciously with your whole body, you would actually see your body changing back into health. The areas that are scarred, they can heal. The areas that were painful, they could release pain. The areas that are tense, they could release tension. That's why massage is just amazing in general. If somebody does it or if you do it, but you have to choose your therapist carefully. Massage is divine if you have the good therapist. If not, self-massage is also very beneficial. And that's part of honoring your body as the temple of your spirit or the temple of your soul. And it's helping you actually intake more prana. Both of the things that I shared tonight, and I'm going to remind you of them so that you focus more on this maybe. The inner smile for the internal organs, smiling at each organ, you know, liver, kidneys, heart, lungs, and all the other internal organs, stomach, pancreas, spleen, and so on. Bladder, gallbladder, you know, they want to be mentioned, all the brain even. Smile at them, and that's energizing them each day. And if you're interested in doing more than smiling, I have two tools that I can provide for you after the class. One is an article that explains the whole technique and how to do it, and it's coming from Mantak Chia, which is my main Taoism teacher. And another is a meditation, which works with all the internal organs and the endocrine system, each endocrine gland and all the chakras, to energize, calibrate, and, you know, cleanse them for them to be able to integrate more prana. And what we have also included in the meditation is the circulation of energy, which is called microcosmic orbit, which brings your energy from your lower chakras to the highest and back down, and then up and then back down, which is also a Taoist method called the microcosmic orbit. So smiling to your organs, practicing the microcosmic orbit is very beneficial for inner work. For outer work is the massage, self-massage, self-pampering with putting love in each area of your body. And that's gonna change the way you feel, the way you're intaking prana, and even your weight. So I actually gained weight when in a harmonious way when I've started to do this. When I've started to pamper myself, it was one of the first things that would help me get back in shape after losing weight. And I remember in 2016 when I was in the first Pranic festival, and I would have like 4 conferences, and in between conferences, I would have healing sessions one after the other with clients that were there. That thing kind of made me tired for 8 days in a row. So my body was a bit depleted and lost a bit of weight. Also not eating through the whole 8 days, not drinking juices at all, you know, just water. And maybe I had 1 or 2 juices through the 8 days. I had lost a bit of weight because of overworking. So after I finished, I went back to the seaside, and all I did for 3 days was sit in silence by myself in the sun. And 2 times a day I would apply, you know, morning after shower and evening after the bath in the sea, I would apply this argan oil and just love into my body. And in 3 days, I think I gained about 2 or 3 kilos without eating. I had, you know, a few juices, but that's not something to bring 3 kilos back into your body. But just pampering and integrating the light of the sun, which to me it helps a lot. Any warm energy, you know, hot energy is helping me, like the same with sauna. For me in particular, you know, I'm a sun being, but there's others who have other types of nourishment or things that are helping them. So it's not a recipe that in 3 days you can gain 3 kilos without eating if you pamper your body and if you take care of yourself. You know, if that's necessary. If it's not necessary to gain kilograms or to gain weight, it's you know, it's not for you. Your body will just do what it needs to do. What I'm saying is that not necessarily food is helping you get gain weight. And I've actually seen people that are eating quite a lot, or at least, you know, the regular 2 or 3 meals a day, but they don't gain. Actually, they are very skinny all the way through their lives because of the way the body has chosen to present itself, also because of the way they burn energy. So to some degree, there's not necessarily a full harmony between their spirit and their body sometimes, or between the pranic, the energy that they intake and the energy that they put out. And so even though they're eating a lot, their body doesn't get into a more harmonious shape. And so that's having to do with how much you love and take care of your body also. So that's why not necessarily your shape has to do with the food. It might have to do with something that you're processing at the emotional or mental level, or even at the physical level with your body love. So as I was saying at the beginning of the program, each workshop or practice is recommended by an ascended master that has worked with these techniques and has succeeded or do the core techniques in their spiritual path. So this practice of taking care of your body, doing the right exercise, using the right body products, and treating your body like a temple in general with love and respect and consideration this recommendation is coming from Babaji, which is a Hindu master living in the Himalayas for thousands of years. He has always preserved his body with the looks of around 25 years old during all these years. And he has taught this technique of Kriya Yoga to his disciples that have had major spiritual realizations by practicing it. So, and it involved the body as well. So he is the master who's recommending working with your body and taking care of your body as an essential, crucial part of pranic lifestyle. Various traditions have taught us that it's necessary, it's actually compulsory that we neglect or transcend or detach from our bodies to be on a spiritual path and to be harmonious and so on, and to attain the highest levels of enlightenment. Well, in order to do that, instrument with which, if used harmoniously, you can reach even higher states of enlightenment than by leaving it. Why? Because it has features or aspects or buttons, you could say, or codes that are not to be encountered in other levels of consciousness. So only here you can have this type of suit, to work with in your personal spiritual development. So by having it, you might as well respect it and use it wisely instead of just denigrating or disrespecting it or thinking that you should just detach from it completely, uh, because it's part of the worldly, disgracious, not spiritual things. This is just a program, is not something that should be taken seriously, because it's really creating separation between spirit and physical, which shouldn't be, because you're here to embody your spiritual aspect into your physical self. So embodiment, as we call it, means being fully into your body, but being fully into your mastery at the same time. So with this, Tantra is the practice, you know, white Tantra and red Tantra is the practice of fully embodying your mastery into your physicality. And it's a discipline that's actually inclusive, not exclusive. So it includes and embraces all instead of excluding and separating. That's why it is said that it's one of the most efficient and rapid paths, but also one of the most challenging, because it requires mind mastery and emotional mastery, which very few have attained on this planet. Okay, I've said it all. Do you have questions? Because we're going towards the end. We have done the meditation at the beginning. Those of you who weren't right at the beginning into the live stream, just go back and see that there's a meditation at the beginning that we've done. And do you have any questions or comments regarding the techniques that have been presented or the ideas that we've shared? Do you want to add or ask anything? Is there some experience or some commentary that is necessary to be added? So if nobody has anything to add or ask, I'm wishing you a beautiful evening or morning, depending on when you're watching. And I see you tomorrow at 5:30 if you're watching the Pranic Festival online, and tomorrow at 8 p.m., both of them, and Romania time, both of them, to meet for the last meeting of the Pranic process online. Until then, sending you big hugs, stay tuned. And in case you're wondering what the Pranic Festival online is, I'm just gonna share the link here so that you can see what it is. Or, okay, since the link will not be available after we close the chat, the mudras and the programs are not from yogis because the mudras are part of the yogi practice. But you can create your own as well if you're taught to or attentive to your wording. Many people do not have the mastery of wording, and sometimes they can put words into their programs that might not be beneficial for them. You know, create your programs according to what you want to experience. That would be my answer. But also use the ones that have been given as they have been, you know, verified by practitioners. This programming has come from the Ascended Masters, and I have learned it from partially from Jasmine and some from my direct guidance. This thing, she shares it. Her wording might be some of them different. Perfect health, perfect weight, perfect shape. No, it's basically approximately the same. So this is where the programs come from. Ascended Masters in Jasmine and my own practice, 3 sources. And yes, you could make your own, but careful about the wording. Any word that you're adding is a spell that you put on your body, so you must be careful about that. Not a spell, but a program, like writing new programs into a computer, right? They're powerful. They will change the way your computer works. With the link that I was talking about for the Pranic Festival online, since you've already, those of you who are here have already got the link, and those of you who aren't won't be able to see it, I'm just going to say, go on our page, soulhealingacademy.com, at the events section, or type soulhealingacademy.com/events. And that's where you find the link to the Pranic Festival online. You can subscribe to watch the live streamings for free, and there's a small fee if you want lifetime access to the full package of recordings to watch it again and again and again into your into the comfort of your home. Sending you big hugs. Have a good day, good night, and much love to everyone, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.